going on. Grab a seat and stay a while, it really won't take long. It's our brand new podcast show, supermegageek.com. So as I was saying, that's when I got offer and realised she was dead.
Wait. Do you not notice it was cold? Nah.
Doesn't care after a point.
Nah. After a while, friction takes care of it, doesn't it?
Once he's up to temperature, it's fine.
I was radiating enough for two.
Right, shall we begin?
We shall.
Our very first
Super Mega
Geek.com
.com.
show.
With .com wankers, eh?
.com we are. Right. I tried to find something more pretentious. But costs. You know what I mean?
Super Mega Geek's actually pretty good, though. I mean, we've gone from Geek Speak,
Yeah.
which
Geek
we
Speak.
should probably explain that.
Yeah, so thanks for joining us. Before we used to do a radio show, huge radio.
Yeah, it was massive.
Massive.
At least 6 people.
At least.
Minimum.
3 of them were us.
And the other 3 were our
Yeah.
wives.
And 1 person who complained.
Oh, yeah.
That's right.
That's right.
About nipples.
Nipples. Nipples are not the done thing nowadays.
Anyway.
What's for me?
So we've gone from that. We've left the station because we couldn't swear.
Yeah,
basically,
pretty much.
And we couldn't say some things that we really wanted to. And sometimes you need to swear and be rude. For Mark, it's difficult to not do that.
I must admit, I use profanity like punctuation.
And in all honesty, mate, it's a Scottish thing.
Yeah,
we
I know,
do.
right?
Like, fucking's actually a descriptive word in Scotland. It's a noun.
Well, it's the only word in the English language that you can actually use to make a complete sentence and it makes sense.
Yeah,
that's
For
true.
example, fucking fuckers fucked.
Aye,
Show me another word you can do that with.
exactly. And how do you describe when a colour is particularly vivid? Do you go, that's bright purple? You go, that's fucking purple. That's what happens. That's
Real
what happens
fucking
right there.
purple.
That's it. It's
Yeah.
for the emphasis. It is. You need it. It's got to be done.
So as you can see, we're now allowed to swear until you
Not that we've milked it already.
just get it out of your systems. So we've gone from the radio, community radio station, to now doing our own thing, Super
Yeah.
Mega Geek. We've got a website, which will be online. If it's not online now, just keep checking back. It'll be online soon. But we're also doing like a geeky fandom magazine thing
Sure, right.
in the local area. But we'll talk about that in future shows.
It'll be available online.
It will.
It will.
It will be.
It's a downloadable PDF.
And if you or
Interactive easing.
Or you'll be able to get an actual physical copy if you are one of the 10,000 people who live in a really remote part of Scotland.
yeah, there's that.
If you're ever over here on holiday.
You might be able to pick one up.
Yeah.
I'm sure there'll be tons of them.
Aye,
So we've
Check
gone
it
out.
out
We've
in
gone
the
out on our
streets.
own. Super Mega Geek.
we have.
Started their own boy band.
Starting
Exactly.
on there.
We're getting the band back together.
Shit life.
Shit life.
So the idea of this show is to do what we were doing before on Geek Speak. Talk crap, but talk about stuff we really like
Yeah.
and talk about it in a fun way. We used to do some challenges and quizzes.
Yeah, well,
We'll see how that works.
that'll
If we
play.
ever end up with an audience, we can do some quizzes.
Yeah.
For sure.
We can offer some prizes.
Yeah.
And we'll deliver Andy to your house in cling film.
All right.
You look harrowed.
Yeah, cling film in this group doesn't go well together.
Yeah, one roll's never enough.
No, it's not. So yeah, so we're not a shouty YouTube channel. We're not.
Nah.
We're not pretending to be
Particularly
knowledgeable.
intelligent.
Definitely not intelligent.
Articulate,
we're not
wise,
experts
any of
in
the above.
anything, but
Yeah,
we
we
are.
don't know much about the stuff we talk about in general.
No,
either.
we're not.
I mean,
But I mean, we're just 3 geeks out in the middle of nowhere.
With nothing better
Managed
to
to find
do.
each other.
damn you, Tinder.
So yeah, this is our show. We're,
Except for you, it was Grinder.
Yeah,
But
that's true.
thanks for that.
no problem.
That's it. Couldn't have just left it at Tinder, could you? No, never can.
We don't leave it.
You never do. She
Should
never
we-
does.
Should we actually introduce that? Oh, did I get a point at?
Yeah, you did.
Yeah.
Everything. Looked right at the
Dance.
camera. Broke the third wall.
Oh, did you? You'll be jumping the shark now.
That's right. We shouldn't stare directly. Don't stare at the internet.
Don't stare at the people.
Just in case it
Don't
stares
stare
back.
at the internet.
Because if you stare directly to camera with a vacant expression, you're essentially Ryan Gosling in Blade Runner 2049.
Oh, I knew it.
Took him 3 minutes.
3 minutes,
3
mate.
minutes.
And I said before, we're not doing Blade Runner 2049.
Oscar.
Is it?
Come back to us, guys.
Nominations right there. Forget about Ryan.
Okay, we'll move on.
Unless it's right.
Blade Runner will be discussed at some point. Not today.
And at length.
But yeah, I'm Andy.
English Andy.
English Andy, yeah.
Yeah, I'm Scottish Andy.
And I'm Mark, because I'm the only one with an ounce of originality.
So the idea for the show, we're just going to talk about a different sort of genre of
Stuff.
geekiness that we like. This show I'm talking about film. Andy's talking about Warhammer 40k.
Sure am.
Big Mark is talking about... Well, there's only one Mark, isn't there? I could have just called you Mark, but...
It's alright.
Cuddly Mark is...
Mark rocks.
You carry on with your sizest patter.
I know, I can't even talk that way.
Yeah, I know.
Ignore the skinny guy in the
You're doing
corner.
Xbox 360
Yes,
stuff.
I'm doing the 5 games that nobody bought on the Xbox 360 but should have.
Nice.
It's good. Good. A good mix there. Right there. Movies, tabletop war games, video games.
And we finished
got it
obviously
all.
with a musical number
Of
Yeah.
course.
Naturally, Mark will be dancing for you.
with Klingfilm.
No.
Helicopter.
Yeah.
You've seen
Stick
Gangnam,
around,
now get
ladies.
ready for the windmill.
Right, so I'm going to kick things off. Originally, I was going to do something about Ben Affleck.
Ooh, that Affleck.
I know.
Again.
Again.
There's a sentence bit.
There is. But, and it was simply because I'd watched one of his films, Gone Baby Gone, the other
Right.
night. Which he's not in, but he directed. And I was just thinking about Ben Affleck. Why is he can be so good in something, even if it's behind the camera, or just rubbish. There's no sort of in
Daredevil.
between. Yeah. Yeah. Not you don't like the Ben Affleck Daredevil, do you?
I didn't mind it.
Don't do it, man.
Such
Don't
shit.
go
It
there.
wasn't very good, but Colin Farrell was entertaining.
Yeah, he was
I
good as
know.
Bullseye. He was.
Yeah.
That's about it, though.
Okay.
Jennifer Garner was shit.
Yeah. But it did bring love between them.
And alcohol broke it apart.
Go alcohol.
Oh, yeah. Alcohol for the win. Anyway, sorry.
So I moved on from Affleck, and I thought I'd open it up to the audience and ask them if there's famous big name Hollywood actors.
Oh, can we just? You've opened it up to the audience. This is podcast number 1. This is YouTube video number 1. What fucking audience?
The Geek Speak
The
audience.
Geek Speak audience.
Ah, all 6 of them.
Yeah. So I asked people on social media, are there famous Hollywood type actors and actresses that you actually think are bad at acting?
Yeah.
And I got a lot of replies. And since I only asked them last night, because I was so disorganized, I've had quite a lot of replies and some interesting ones and big names. I thought it was going to be some like obscure names and stuff, but these are like big, famous.
People that people
Actors.
don't like.
So I asked them, but before we talk about everyone that has been nominated as actually being crap at acting, I asked you guys,
You sure did.
Mark, you had a few.
Yeah.
Do you want to?
I can't remember who it was. Who did I
Those
put?
yours.
I can't even read your writing. Well, I'm not allowed to mention the first one because
No,
you've
you
done
can.
it
We
before.
can.
Okay, Shia LaBeouf.
Right, we're going to
Man-
talk.
Numero uno.
a man who managed to ruin Transformers even more than what's his face that directed them.
Michael Bay.
Michael Bay,
Yeah.
yeah. Honestly, Jack Nicholson, because the man plays Jack Nicholson in everything he's in.
He does play Jack Nicholson and everything, but I like that.
No, he was Pash as the Joker. He was just well, you can't handle the truth. Fuck off. You know,
Johnny.
I don't think a few good
shit.
men was like that.
I've
But
managed to break the mic already.
Aye.
Superb.
Be alright.
if it's still recording.
That's okay. If there's a big in it, that's my clodhoppers. Melissa McCarthy.
I'm not a big fan,
I
but
haven't either. Mrs. loves her.
It's
Yeah.
the same shite joke in every
Yeah.
film. Look, I'm a bumbling fat bird who
Aye.
suddenly becomes
I mean,
good.
she was hilarious in Bridesmaids, but it's pretty much been the same character since.
Never
she
seen it,
has
don't
been.
care. Robert De Niro.
That's mental.
Well,
That's legit.
Because
fucking
Robert
insane.
De Niro just plays Robert De Niro
No,
in
he
every film.
doesn't.
He's like, he does.
What do you think? I mean, do you think Robert De Niro is, in real life is like Travis Bickle?
I think he's probably more in real life like everything he's done in about the last 20 or 30 years. You know,
Maybe the last 10
What's
years.
those crap ones he did with that guy that's not funny, Ben Stiller?
Meet the
Meet
parents.
the Parents
Yeah.
and Meet the Fuckers.
Yeah,
which
he's
I thought
kind
were
of
very funny.
pretty much done
funny.
that all the way through. I mean, he just
What?
no, he just play. I
Not in it.
don't get it. I don't. You know, it's supposed to be method acting, but he's obviously only got the one method.
But what? How many films have you seen of his?
Quite a few. I mean, I have seen like some of the weird, the obscure ones like Angel Heart and all the rest, which is a cracking film.
Yeah,
But
yeah.
he plays Robert fucking De Niro in it. Heat, I've seen it. Robert De Niro in it.
I'm not seeing it. I'm not matching up your view of an actor.
Cape Fear, Robert De Niro being slightly mental, but he's not.
Rapey De Niro.
Yeah, but it's still kind of.
But it's
No, I don't understand. I don't understand his purpose.
I think that's insane. I don't
And
think
he does seem to absolutely love himself. I mean, he does take himself ridiculously seriously.
Yeah,
It's like,
but I
you know, it's
mean,
like,
he's
nah, he's a
one
bit,
of
he's a bit of a walloper.
Right. Let me ask you who you think's a really good actor? I know we're not discussed this before. Are there any particular
Well,
actors?
put me in
you
the
think-
spot.
I know. Well, I can let you think about it while I ask Andy. Who was your nomination for someone you think is a crap actor?
And I know 100% that there's like probably a very small percentage of the population who are going to agree with me on this.
Yeah.
But Chris Pine. Chris Pine just looks like Chris Pine. And much the same as what you're saying about De Niro, he just seems awful samey to me.
I think the unfortunate thing with Chris Pine is that he's been in a lot of films where his co-stars have upstaged him.
Yeah, possibly,
Okay,
actually.
yeah.
Especially in Star Trek.
Star Trek, yeah. So
Yeah.
I mean, Star Trek, you've got that ensemble cast that's full of cool people.
Aye, really cool people.
And then
yeah.
Into Darkness, he's upstaged by Benedict
Yeah,
Cumberbatch
Cumberbatch.
in every scene
Yeah.
he's in. Unstoppable, not a bad film.
I love that film.
Upstaged by Denzel Washington in every
Yeah.
scene
It's
he's
Difficult
in.
not to get upstage.
Denzel's
The
pretty
only
awesome,
one
man.
he's kind of really been. I mean, he was in Wonder Woman, upstaged by Gal Gadot.
Yeah.
But let's face it, who
It wouldn't be, exactly.
And Gal Gadot, sorry, not Gadot. Get it right. Someone will write in.
Somebody will
Is it
comment
is
on
it
that.
It's Gal Gadot. Yes, it is. It's
Gal
it's,
Gadot. Sounds like
it's Israeli.
like
I think it's Israeli. I think.
yeah. She is.
Yeah.
But it is Gadot, not Gadot. Everyone
Gilgamesh.
thinks it's French.
Yeah, that's what I was thinking.
Oh, was that Trapdoor?
Aye.
Yes. But yeah, he does. The only one he's really kind of been a leading man in was that Jack Ryan, the Shadow Recruit one, and
Yeah.
it kind of just sunk.
I'm
into-
not sure I've seen that. He's in a really good film you've probably not seen, but it is on Netflix, I believe. Hell or High Water.
Right,
It
I
was
have
out
seen
a couple
it
of
on
years ago.
Netflix.
It was really good.
So he's in something upcoming where he plays Robert the Bruce or something like that. I've seen.
Oh, is
Right,
that
aye.
Something King?
Yeah.
Was it on Netflix or something like that?
Yeah, the Last King or something like that.
Yeah.
It's called.
Yeah.
It's like, but it's that looks
What
good.
did you think of his Scottish accent?
Grim. Grim at
You've
best.
not seen it. You've not seen
Is
it.
it
It's
up,
only a trailer.
is it up there with the awesome Mel Gibson?
Aye.
can take a heart, but you cannot take a shortbread.
Aye, but no,
It was like Russ Abbott.
Aye, but in all fairness to Gibson, he tried. It seems like
did,
Pine's
he-
just being Pine in Scotland.
Yeah. Oh, we'll see. I think he's pretty good. He's not the best actor in the world. I think he does a solid job of Cook.
Yeah.
I think his Kirk's underrated.
And I can give you another name as well. Not for someone who's a bad actor, but somebody that I just don't like.
Yeah.
John Travolta.
Yeah. No one likes John Travolta. He's a
Just don't like him.
yeah.
Just don't like him in anything at all.
Yeah.
At all. As soon as I see him, I just want to hit him in the face.
Face Off.
Face Off, aye, but that's only
Because he gets his face ripped off.
outstaged by Nicolas Cage once again.
Yeah.
You know?
Obviously.
I love Nick Cage. I know people think he goes.
We're getting to Nick Cage.
Oh, wait,
don't
is there
worry,
some
don't
Cage?
worry.
Right,
Yeah,
good.
definitely
we're
some
gonna get
Cage.
some full Cage.
You know what?
Never go full Cage.
Always go.
Yeah, no, John
made me watch
Travolta.
that damn
John
movie.
Travolta, I think, is an okay actor up to a certain point until like the mid '90s, and then he just
Up
went.
until Battlefield.
When he
after
just
Seinfeld.
went mental. I think it's probably Scientology. Just went insane.
So, Swordfish was alright.
Oh, that was good. I quite like
That was the only movie I've seen him in that I really truly
You
enjoyed.
can't blame Scientology because Tom Cruise is right in there with the Scientology, and he still makes decent
can
films.
act.
Aye, that's true.
He can act. Still
In fact, I'm sure he'd make 1 million movies a year just to get out of the cult. Let me out of the room. Go make a movie, make his money. No problem. Mission Impossible 12.
Aye.
I'd like my freedom, please.
I'm in a wheelchair.
He was good in Saturday Night Fever, though.
Yeah.
What, Tom Cruise?
What's his
Travolta.
face? Travolta.
He's a,
I
He's
liked
like-
Broken Arrow
Yeah, with
Yeah.
Christian
because it
Slater.
had Christian Slater in it.
Yeah.
And I generally, I'm a bit
Christian
of a
Slater
guilty
was
Slater.
nominated by someone as one of the bad actors.
Oh, come on, Murder in the First. Pump Up the Volume.
Yeah.
Cracking films.
Yeah.
who else have we got here? Because you've obviously got a list of names.
Right, yeah, I've got a list
That
of
I'm
names.
curious about.
Right.
And we have to keep these things to time.
Yeah. Okay, someone nominated Hugh Grant.
Fair dues.
Fair
you
enough.
twat.
Although he's getting better. He is getting better. His recent thing on BBC was really good, and he was good in Paddington too. Brad Pitt. I
hope
think
you
he's good.
noticed that.
Yeah,
every day.
Paddington 2.
Great in Paddington too.
Paddington 2 is fucking fantastic.
Isn't it like a 100% or 99% on Rotten Tomatoes or something
Yeah,
like that?
it's like one of the best reviewed films ever.
Yeah.
It's like-
Does Paddington go rogue or something in it?
Paddington
It
does
goes
go to
GI.
prison, actually.
Oh dear God.
But it looks like a Wes Anderson
Times
film
they've
as well.
changed.
Anyway, it looks incredible. Brad Pitt was nominated. I disagree with that. I think he's
Pitt's,
pretty good.
Pitt's on the upper end of average for me.
Really?
Yeah.
Inglorious Bastards.
Yeah.
Yeah, but also
World War Z was alright.
amazing
Yeah, I
in
like that.
Seven.
Seven. Yeah.
Amazing
Seven was
in
good.
California. You ever seen that?
I've not seen
As a
California.
serial killer. Incredible. Fight Club.
Fight
Fight
Club,
Club.
yeah.
You know what I mean?
You've got to give him Fight
So
Club.
he's.
It's like,
I think on
brilliant
on
movie.
average he's good.
yeah.
You know,
He probably averages out.
He can
I
be
don't mind.
excellent. I don't think he's ever really that
And he
bad.
had his portrayal of the Vanisher in Deadpool 2 was fantastic.
Not seen it.
He plays the Vanisher in Deadpool 2.
I don't know what that is.
It's a character in
Right.
Deadpool 2.
Brad Pitt's in
And
Deadpool 2.
Brad Pitt.
Is this
Brad
the?
Pitt
Oh, this is
in
the
Deadpool 2.
surprise person who's in it
Yeah.
that no one's actually told me yet. Nice one, thanks.
Spoiler!
But I'm gonna have to spoil that out.
People
it's
should
in
have
the
seen
middle of the
Deadpool
thing.
2 by
You've
now,
seen-
yeah.
you've both seen it.
Yeah.
Fuck me.
This is one of those ones
see
that
that now.
two have seen and one has not. Yeah.
Because we're allowed.
Right.
I know. Ryan Gosling. Well, not good.
It's
I think
easy,
he's
fella.
fantastic. Tom Hardy got nominated
Stroke
by
face,
two
ladies and
people. Tom Hardy, two people nominated him.
Yeah,
I
don't-
like Tom Hardy,
I like him.
except I didn't like him as Bane.
And do you know he was terrible in Dunkirk as well? Although he only acted with his face, really, because he was sat in a plane.
Dunkirk.
Didn't rate him at all. Didn't rate him.
Didn't
Barely
have to.
noticed he was in it.
See, I liked him in Inception.
Was it brilliant Inception? Good in Legend about the Cray twins.
Oh, yeah,
and he plays
yeah.
both of them. That's really good.
And he's in Venom with,
Yeah.
granted, what sounds like a slightly wonky accent.
Yeah.
but it still
Really
looks
wonky
like a cool
accent.
film.
Yeah. We'll
Yeah,
see.
yeah.
It looks like it will be good. Venom.
Shatner.
Are you kidding? No.
Shatner got nominated by the wife, actually.
Yeah, we had the discussion about that. Say we had the discussion. I replied to the comment.
Yeah.
Shatner did Boston Legal.
Yeah.
Everything is forgiven after doing Boston Legal.
Shatner. There's nobody but
I know.
Shatner. He's like, there's no one that's even remotely close to him.
But do you think he's a good actor, though?
Oh, no, he's
This isn't
terrible.
people like you dislike. He's a good actor.
Yeah, no.
No.
No, definitely not.
No.
Also, not the best singer.
Yeah, but they're amazing.
They're amazing songs, but not the best singer.
Yeah.
Yeah.
It's definitely not as good as Spock.
No, Nimoy's outstanding.
Anyway,
Absolutely outstanding.
Tom Hiddleston got nominated.
Really?
Yeah.
Yeah, I'm surprised at that.
Only one
We
nomination.
both went a bit
yeah,
high pitched.
yeah,
yeah,
a
yeah.
bit ladylike.
Well, you should be surprised. Benedict Cumberbatch Snatch.
Oh,
Got,
Bandersnatch.
No, I'm all about the Benny.
Yeah,
I'm,
all about
I'm
Benny.
not. Just I like him as Doctor Strange, but I don't
Yeah.
like him.
yeah.
No, I think Sherlock.
I think he's pretty good. Amazing
Was
as
it
that
the
dragon.
Imitation Game? Was it the Imitation Game?
Ah,
I
it's
think
the
it was in.
imitation. Yeah, yeah.
Brilliant in that.
It's Turing. Yeah. That's
Yeah,
good.
it's, I like a bit of old Benny.
And he's got a massive fan following. Massive.
Yeah.
Like, people love him.
The
The
ladies
guy
love
is a
Benedict
fanny
Yeah.
magnet.
as well. I know, right?
I mean, he's
surprised.
a
weird
weird-looking
looking bug.
guy.
He does, he does look like sort of slightly gecko-ish.
Yeah.
but
I've had this conversation
salamander.
with the wife. I was like, is he an attractive person? You know, you can tell when people are attractive. You know,
I wonder if it's
Man,
one of
but-
those
but-
things
but-
that he's
and I'm
charismatic
not- I'm not-
and
I'm
that
not
makes
like,
him
"What?"
drippy.
Yeah, that's it. He is charismatic. You've got to give him that. It's like, hold yourself together and drippy there, Andy.
Clooney got a nomination.
Yeah, he sucks.
Really?
Apart from an old brother, where art thou?
Yeah, he's fantastic.
Oh, come on. I didn't
I
mind,
love that movie.
I
That's
didn't mind
amazing movie.
Ocean's 11 and Ocean's 13.
Yeah, I mean that's a pretty easy role for him. I think just
Yeah.
sort of look cool.
Yeah. But he's a funny guy. You see,
Yeah,
just
yeah.
when you see him interviewed
Yeah.
and stuff, he seems like a really
You know,
sound
he's
guy.
super rich now. You know,
Yeah,
he
he
had
sold
that
his tequila
tequila
company.
company. Yeah,
Yeah.
Also, he was in Dust Till Dawn. He was good in that.
That was
Aye,
good.
that was
Content
quality.
with
That was
Tarantino.
early. That was
Yeah,
early.
That was brilliant. It's one of his best movies,
Yeah,
so I reckon. Definitely.
Eastwood, Clint Eastwood.
Is he a bad actor, or is he just good at one particular role?
Again,
I mean, the
Things
guy's
like-
now
like-
officially insane, but
yeah.
I think he's a pretty good actor.
yeah, Line of
Yeah.
Fire,
Line of Fire's
Unforgiven.
great. Yeah, Unforgiven, so good.
He's good in a lot of films, man. I
Gran
used-
Torino, that's a pretty
Yeah,
good
yeah,
film.
Torino,
Really
I've
good
seen
in
that.
Every Which Way But Loose.
Yes.
Yes. Great
Left Arm
films.
Clyde.
Oh, and just while we're on the subject of talking about movies from that kind of era, we should probably mention the sad passing of Burt Reynolds. Gutted.
I know.
The Bandit's dead.
Was he a good actor?
Yeah,
Yes, he was.
he was brilliant.
He was in Boogie Nights. He was in Smokey and the Bandit.
Cannonball
You know
Run,
what?
Cannonball
You know what I
Run
found
one.
out?
Cannonball Run.
He disowned himself from Boogie Nights before it came out. When he was filming it, he said he didn't really
Feel it.
feel it. And then when it finished, he was like, "I regret this because it's about porn, it's filthy and stuff like that." And I'm thinking, Burt Reynolds, come on, get a grip.
Burt Reynolds.
Anyway, he sort of disowned it, and then he got nominated and won a bunch of these awards, and then suddenly he was all like, "Yeah, it was great."
Alright, good movie. Great film.
Best.
But actually, Wahlberg did the same.
Yeah.
See, I absolutely my favourite bit in that whole film, apart from that cute bird getting her patch out, was when Mark Wahlberg, when they do the recording contract and they go in and record
Yeah,
the song,
that's right,
and it's Stan Bushy's The Touch from Transformers, the animated
Aye.
movie. I was sitting in the movie. I'd watched the whole rest of the film,
a
going,
great
"Yeah, this
film,
is
yeah,
great
it's
for
It
bits."
is a great film.
Transformers animated.
Oh
movie.
yeah,
Amazing.
Orson Welles' last
Welles, yeah.
performance
Yeah.
as Unicorn.
Another nomination we got before we go on to the last section is Eisenberg. Jesse,
Jesse Eisenberg.
Yeah,
I get that. I'm not blown away. He was the worst Lex Luthor I've ever seen.
Yeah.
Literally the last person I would have ever chosen for that. He's good in The Social Network, but because he
I
plays
quite
Mark
like-
Zuckerberg, which
Yeah.
is basically Jesse Eisenberg. Anyway.
I quite liked him in Now You See Me.
I hated those films.
No, I quite enjoyed them.
It was about magic and tricks, illusions and stuff like that, and it relied on CGI. I was like, what is the point?
Yeah.
Just do the fucking illusions. Anyway, we'll move on.
Right.
So,
Yeah, that's fine. Yeah,
Yeah.
just build the robots. Just get the aliens. I mean, come on, this CGI patch.
fucking CGI.
You liked Ready Player One. Why don't you
Hey.
just do it?
it's great.
Anyway,
Shia LaBeouf.
yeah, let's not
Let's
go at
Shia
this fucker.
LaBeouf it. Right, Mark, you despise Shia LaBeouf.
I do. I don't think he's ever done a film that he hasn't ruined because he thinks he's the fucking dog's boss.
He does,
So
doesn't he?
And he thinks he's funny, and he thinks
And
he's
he's
got
not.
and he's just an arse piece. He really is. Indiana Jones, The Kingdom of the Crystal Skull. Now, let's face it, not a particularly good film anyway, and he ruins it with his turning up and
As Indy Junior.
Just turning up.
yeah,
That's what does
literally
it. Isn't it?
Constantine, the Keanu Reeves
He's-
one.
how was that? I
Again,
hate that
a lot of people panned that. I quite like it, but it's the fact that every third word in that film was him going, "John, can I come, John? Hey, John, let's go, John. Right, John, this, John. This. Oh, you fucking."
Right, so what I've done, I've broken it down into bad acting, definite bad acting,
Right.
and what I think, which you'll definitely disagree with, he's good in, right? So some people
You
will
pick something that he's good in.
Yes, definitely. This is what I've done for the top.
It has to
the
be
top,
good at least by accident.
The top nominations. There's 4 top nominations, and I've gone through and definitely picked out the worst of that.
Right,
I think,
okay.
and what I think they're really good in.
Right.
So for Shia LaBeouf, Indiana Jones, Crystal Skull.
Terrible.
It was shit.
Yes.
Right. There's no excuse for it.
End of story.
It
Yeah.
was a mess. And he was. I mean, Transformers.
How do I know? But how can somebody ruin Transformers? Like, he did it. He's proven it can be done. But
Yeah.
how?
He was just crapping it.
How?
Films I think he's really good in, and I actually, to be completely honest, I really like Shia LaBeouf. I think he's a good actor. But I understand why people hate him. In terms of his acting, I think he's generally good, but I see why people dislike him as an actor. Films he's
'Cause he's
really
a
good in.
Way rock the boat
He
there.
was. I thought he was fantastic in Fury.
Fury of
is
the
it
Tank
Brad Pitt?
one, yeah. Is it,
Not seen it.
It is amazing film.
is it because Thingmay's in that as well? John
Brad-
Bernthal,
Yeah.
who's the
the
Punisher.
Punisher.
Yep,
Yeah.
he's in that.
Which is basically a film set around a tank.
Yeah.
In World War II. And
Tank,
it's
that's why I said Tank movie.
crazy.
Yeah, yeah,
It's
mental.
fucking great. David Ayers directed it. He then sort of ruined it by doing Suicide Squad and Bright.
Bright was atrocious.
I've still
Suicide
not watched
Squad.
Bright.
Don't bother.
No, don't. It's
But
a
he
waste
did
of time.
before that. He did a
got
film
orcs
called
in it.
End of Watch with Jake Gyllenhaal and
End of Watch, I've seen
End
that.
of Watch. Yeah, Jake Gyllenhaal, and it's got
Yeah.
what's his name, Penner, Michael
Michael
Penner,
Pena. Yeah,
which is a fucking great film.
he's
You need
great.
to check
He's
that.
great in Zombieland.
Aye. And the other film I think Shia LaBeouf is good in is Borg McEnroe, which came out last year.
It's tennis related. I'm not interested.
But he plays John McEnroe, which is quite good because he's prone to losing his temper in real life.
Which
so he's
is
actually
quite fitting.
Pretty
Yeah.
good. The next big nomination was Keanu Reeves.
Really?
Quite a few people, mate.
I love Keanu, man. I think he's an amazing actor. But I also think he's a pretty amazing person.
Yeah.
Like some of the stuff that you
Yeah,
see
but we're
about
talking
him.
about acting. Remember,
Yeah,
I think
specifically-
there's a few people who said I hate him in acting, but
Yeah.
I like him.
Yeah, as a person.
Yeah.
As an actor, I love him.
Yeah.
The John Wick movies are among my favourite movies
Well,
that I've ever seen.
Bad acting,
Hands
I've
down.
got him down as Point Break, a film I love. He's just shit in it.
Yeah, no, I'll go with that.
It's just surfer dude
Yeah.
nonsense, over the top.
Cut my first tune.
Yeah.
Yeah, good for you, son.
Difficult one to say and controversial. He's good in it. His acting's not fantastic,
You're gonna say
but
The
he's
Matrix.
perfect for it. The Matrix.
You're gonna
Yeah.
say-
Because he put the time in,
Yeah.
and the physicality of the
Yeah.
role. No one could do it better, I don't
Yeah,
think.
I don't think so. He is Neo. You
yeah,
know, that's
exactly.
the thing. He is.
There were 2 films he did, I think, in the 90s. I can't remember the name of them. One of them was with James Spader. And the other one was, I can't remember what the actress was who played it, but she was a psychic. But he was the bad guy in both of them.
Oh, that's right. Yes.
And he was really good in it. We actually go, Keanu Reeves as a villain's actually
Yeah,
quite
yeah.
chilling.
Yeah.
You
But
make
the
a
one
good
with
film.
James Spader was really, really
Yeah,
good. It was kind of quite. I highlighted the video shop.
Mm-hmm.
That's,
Yeah,
how,
well,
that's how old it is.
That's how old it is.
For our younger viewers, video was what we did before DVDs. DVDs were what we did before Blu-ray, and Blu-ray was what we did when we weren't downloading and streaming shit to our phones.
But
5-6 years ago, you know.
I know, not that long ago.
Most of you were embryonic.
Aye. Good acting roles for Keanu.
The
A
chair.
Scanner Darkly. You ever seen that?
No.
Richard Linklater's sort of.
No, I've read the book.
Yeah. And it's
seen the
a
film.
cell shade. They took the film and then cell shaded it afterwards.
Right.
It looks awesome. It's trippy as anything, but he's really good in it, I think. John Wick 1 and 2, he's perfect
Amazing.
in it. I think he's great. He's perfect for that character.
Yeah.
Do you know what I
Yeah,
mean?
he is.
He doesn't need to, act towards an Oscar. Do you know what I mean?
No,
It's
he's
just like he's just supposed to be a killer
Yeah, and he does it so
on a mission.
well.
And
Pro-
he's perfect. Again, the
because all the
physicality
training
of it.
he's had,
The
yeah,
physical.
it's-
I mean, you saw the training videos of him, learning to use weapons
Yeah.
and stuff like that. Incredible.
Gun Fu.
And I've also got Constantine,
Yeah.
because I think he's great.
Constantine's
in
a
it.
good film.
Yeah,
yeah.
And it's
I
an
like
underrated
Constantine.
film, actually. I
Yeah,
think.
I like Constantine.
The next one we've got is Jim Carrey.
Jim Carrey.
Despise on one decent film. 2, well, 1.5.
Three people nominated.
Hated it.
Ace Ventura.
Nope, hated it.
Really?
Anything that he's doing comedy and I can't stick. 2 films that I can tolerate him in are Truman Show, which he was fantastic in, and Number 23.
Oh,
Which
yeah.
I've
was
not seen,
slightly weird,
actually.
but it played it
A
straight.
few
in.
people have said I should give it a chance. It sort of went under the radar with me, but it is.
Yeah. It's all right.
Right, bad acting nominations. I've skipped away from Ace Ventura, and people will hate him in Ace Ventura, but for that role, that's what they were after, and he
Perfect.
was perfect for it. And the same with The Mask; it was supposed to be
Yeah.
someone
Enigmatic and crazy. Yeah.
So again, perfect for it. And I thought he acted well in it. Batman Forever.
There's the
That's
Riddler.
The Riddler.
Yeah.
Just-
that causes a lot of
But
mixed
everyone
emotions.
phoned that in. It was just
It was an atrocious
atrocious.
film.
Do you even remember which Batman? Who played Batman?
Val
in that?
Kilmer.
Well done. I'd written down
And it
here
was
he's the most forgettable Batman, but I don't know
Yeah,
if he
'cause
is or
It was
really
the one
is.
with Chris O'Donnell as Robin.
That's right.
Oh, Chris
And
O'Donnell's
it
the
was
worst.
what was it? Tommy Lee Jones as Two-Face.
That's right.
Uma Thurman.
Was Nicole? No, that was Batman. That was the George Clooney
The
one.
one, that's right, it was with Mr. Freeze.
This was the one that also had Nicole Kidman in it as well. She was
That's right.
the psychologist that was there with Val Kilmer. It was diabolical,
It was terrible.
top to bottom.
So that's his bad acting nomination. Good acting, you've mentioned it before. Truman Show, which I just think is an amazing film,
Great film.
and I think he's amazing in it.
Yeah.
You know, as someone sort of losing their mind.
Yeah. Literally.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And he plays it so well. And the second one is Eternal Sunshine of the Spotless
Not
Mind,
seen
Not
it.
seen it.
which he's incredible in. And it's worth watching just for the visuals of that film.
Right.
The Mikhail Gondry used to do loads of music videos. All the effects, there's crazy effects going on, visual effects, but they're all physical,
Yeah.
in-camera effects. Worth checking out. Last nomination, The King, Nick Cage.
I love
4
Nick Cage.
nominations.
I love him. I think he's brilliant.
Let's not
Depends on the
let's
film.
not pretend that he can't be terrible, and we mean terrible.
Ghost
in
Rider 2.
films. Worse than that. I've got Bad Acting's Left Behind, which is one of the worst films I've ever
I've
seen
never
in my
seen
life.
it. I've kind of. I know it's.
Not only
Is that
was
the
it
one
an
on the plane,
atrocious,
is it?
yeah,
Aye,
it's,
Pilot,
it's,
yeah,
was
I've
just
seen that.
it's based
atrocious.
on these books of Bible thumpers that
Yeah.
where they all end up in the Jesus
Yeah.
Squad after
Right,
folk
right.
have ascended.
but in
to
terms
heaven.
of his acting, it just, I mean, he was could have just bought a cardboard cut out of himself. To be honest,
The cage cut out.
and the classic one where you see all the freak out Nick Cage videos of him screaming
Yeah.
is The Vampire's Kiss from 1988. Which is
Yep.
terrible. Good acting.
Wait, another one for bad acting.
Yeah.
In my opinion, I hope this
There's
isn't
many
your
for
good
Nick Cage
acting
for
one.
bad acting.
Captain Corelli's mandolin
Yeah.
was awful. Worst 3 hours of
Yeah.
my life. It was actually the
Worst
worst 3 hours of my
whole
life. People have died, and it was less harrowing than that movie. I shit you not.
Jesus.
It was painful. I got it for £1 at a checkout in HMV, and I was
you
like, "That's
take it
Nick
back?
Cage."
That's why it was a quid.
Wish I'd thought that. Shit.
I know, right? That's how they get you.
I
Mate.
could have got a hamburger for that.
Good acting. And these are some of the lesser known roles. Matchstick Men. Have you ever seen that?
Seen
yes,
Matchstick
that's
Men,
a good.
yep.
That was a Ridley Scott.
Ridley
wasn't
Scott
it?
film.
Yeah.
With Sam
film.
Rockwell in it. That's a great film.
Yep.
Again,
Oh,
quite
see, Sam
underrated.
Rockwell. There's a guy I'd put down that's absolutely atrocious.
What?
Yeah, you're going to say Moon, and it was shit.
No,
I don't
not
know
just
what to
Moon.
say.
Everything he's good in.
No, he's not. Iron Man, he was crap in that. Hitchhiker's
you're on
Guide to the
crack,
Galaxy,
mate.
he was crap in
He's
that.
brilliant in that.
No, he's rubbish. Sam Rockwell,
These two are
pointless.
gonna
Seen
be
Seven
tight out.
Psychopaths?
I've not seen that, no.
That's really good.
See, yeah.
Second good acting for Nick Cage. Because when Nick Cage is on form,
Yeah, he's on
he can
form.
be incredible. Again, it depends on the role, but Adaptation, directed
No,
by
I've
Swat
seen it.
Johns, where he plays a writer and his twin brother.
Right. Not seen that.
It's basically a fat.
Which is way
bald-
more serious films than us.
I know. I just watch
well-
more films.
Well, I think one of his best acting is
getting
probably
out more.
his most serious film of all, which was 8mm.
It's a good film.
I
That is
love
actually a good
that
film.
movie. I think it's fantastic.
It's dark as fuck.
Oh,
that
aye, it's
film.
grim, man. But that's why I think he does it so well because it's a tough subject matter to start with.
And then straight
pictures
after
to
that,
see
he
that,
did
actually.
Snake Eyes, didn't he?
Snake
I
Eyes, yeah.
like
Yeah.
Snake
I like
Eyes.
Snake Eyes as well.
But again,
Snake Eyes.
Around the
that
same
suited him.
time.
Another film I really like him in because he has to play an insane maniac.
Yeah,
Bad Lieutenant.
I've not seen it.
So Bad Lieutenant, the original had Harvey Keitel in it in the 70s, and then Werner Herzog made a follow-up, Bad Lieutenant, Call of New Orleans or whatever
Yeah.
the fuck it's called. And he's just like a horrible person. He's the junky, bad lieutenant that basically shouting at old grannies and stuff like that. And he's amazing in it. And finally leaving Las Vegas, where he just decides to go to Las Vegas and drink himself to death.
I'm Ben.
I'm Sarah. So brings you to Las Vegas.
I came here to drink myself to death.
Why don't you stay at my place?
Okay. This is the home of an angel.
Are you okay?
Of course. Wow, you look extremely beautiful.
I do.
Let's get a drink!
I want you to see a doctor.
Both know I'm a drunk.
Groovy.
Sort it.
Makes me want to go and see it.
It's not the happiest of films.
It's,
But he's legit good in it.
yes,
Give
it
him that.
is. And as I say, what we go?
So that's the end of my film section.
Yep.
Andy?
And we're moving on to the Warhammer 40k section. Now, I know that you two both know a little bit about this, so I'm going to treat it as though it's for the uninitiated.
Less than you think, mate.
Yeah, you know enough. You know enough. You're into it.
Well, I played things like Space Hulk
Yeah.
and stuff like that, so the more the kind of board things, but not the actual proper rulebook, tabletop.
Full-fledged.
You need a ruler. I
Aye.
have got the books.
Yeah.
But, so I know about the Imperium, but
Right. Well, let's break it down to its basics. Warhammer 40k and Warhammer in general is a game that was created by Games Workshop in the late 80s. It was originally. Warhammer 40k has had many spin-offs. It's had board games, like you mentioned, Space Hulk, one that I've played as well, Necromunda, which has just made a big comeback as well. Games Workshop have just re-released it. Battlefield Gothic, the Horus Heresy, all of these things actually spin off the original Warhammer 40k.
Gotta make that money.
Where, absolutely, which was originally called Rogue Trader. Actually, that's what it was originally called.
is that not what the publishing arm of the rulebooks are
No,
called or
no,
something?
it was actually the edition. The first edition was called Rogue Trader.
Ah, right.
Yep, very first one.
Which is also the name of a terrible film.
Yeah.
Ewan McGregor. in it.
Yeah, that's right. That's right.
Should have been.
That's
The two should have been on that. Sorry, move on.
Films are done. Move on.
Films are done.
Yeah, that's it. So, to give you an idea of what the game is, it is a game played on a 8-foot or 6-foot by 4-foot board. The number of models you have is determined by the number of points that you decide that you want to play that game to. A 1,000 point game will take between an hour and a half. 2,000 point game, 2 to 3 hours. 3,000 point
points
game.
tally up against the
Not
armies.
They do. Each single one of the models, some of the ones you can see on the shelves behind us, have got a points value, and you are able to take as many models as you can for a total points limit.
okay.
That is how it's
If only
decided.
real life was like that. with models,
I know, if only. But no, so that's how it's decided, essentially, how big the games are going to be. Or you can play smaller games that they've come out with nowadays, like Kill Team, where you've only actually got 6 models. That's it. And it's six models versus 6 models. That's it.
all right,
Concentrate here.
It's all right. It's all right.
So yeah, it really depends on what the scale of it you want to play is, how much stuff you've actually managed to collect, which I'm going to touch upon in a minute as well. But the game itself is actually now followed by millions more than it used to be when I started playing years and
It's
years
more
ago.
popular now.
Oh, more
It
popular
was
now.
massive when I was young.
Oh,
but maybe
yeah.
it's massive.
It was massive in the UK.
Right, okay.
That's the thing. Because Games Workshop was founded in the UK, it was massive in the UK pretty much from the get-go.
Right.
But now it's worldwide. Absolutely everywhere. The biggest convention for Warhammer is now in America, as you would expect.
Right.
So, you know,
40k specifically, or more?
all
Warhammer in general.
Warhammer 40k, Forge World, which is the more expensive side of it that does the
More
Horus
expensive.
Yep, these guys make custom made to order models that are all relevant to the heresy, which is the part that you know about from reading the books. So the game itself and the story of it starts off way back in the beginning, as they call it, the beginning, which is set about 25,000 to 30,000 years in the future from now.
Right,
and if
okay.
you start the story at its beginning point, it's technically 30k. Because 40k reflects the number of years. That's what it is. So Warhammer 40k is set in the 41st millennium. That's what it is. But if you go back to basics, it's 30k, which was set in the 31st millennium, where the whole story arc began. Where there's one guy who was the God Emperor of mankind. He is a perpetual, he never dies, Most people don't know that until they start reading the books. But this guy started it all. Absolutely everything. Big E, the Emperor. That's what we call him. He founded the Imperium of Man.
Big E the Emperor.
Yep, that's it. No, that's what the neckbeards call him anyway. I love his neckbeards anyway.
He did say that's what we call him, though.
Yeah, that's it. Well,
You're
we
all-
just call
yeah,
him Big E.
yeah.
You're a neckbeard as well.
Yeah,
Just for
I know,
different
I know,
things.
I know.
Yeah. So yeah, the story starts all the way back there, right? And there's a whole 1,000 years of history that leads to the chaos and the war that is the Warhammer universe. There's actually about 1,000 years of peace where the humanity is expanded out into the galaxy as a semi-peaceful civilization. There are planets that resist them, and they're not allowed to resist. So that it's either adopt it or
Not that peaceful, then. are
adopt
we?
it or die. But thankfully, most of the humans that they find are like, Earth have found us because
Right, okay.
they've got Earth in their distant history. Because they were the original colonists that were sent out
Right, okay.
into the world, into the universe, to colonize the universe. And then they found that their hyperspace travel wasn't working because of things called warp storms, and humanity was essentially cut off from Earth. So when the Emperor turns up with the Space Marines and the Imperial Army, most of them embrace them with open arms and are like, you found us after all of these years. But some have gone their own way and don't want to be part of that. We've done fine by ourselves since we were cut off 10,000 years ago. So they don't want to be. Unfortunately, the Emperor believes that humanity needs to be united under one banner.
So they can kill all the aliens.
Pretty much, yeah. Because the enemies that they face initially at that point are all alien species.
Right.
You've got the Eldar, who are basically elves in space. Dark Eldar, dark elves in space. Space orcs, speak for themselves. Necrons, who are undead robots.
Oh, really?
Yeah, so they are the undead.
They're not the spidery one things.
Yeah, they've got spider-like models. Canoptic spiders, they're called. Yeah. But, yep, so there's Necrons, and then there's countless other ones as well. along the
Gene
way.
stealers.
Gene stealers, Tyranids, exactly.
So the different armies,
Yeah.
not to jump ahead, but the different armies, the humanoid armies,
Yeah.
they're different planets.
They can be.
represent.
Yes, they do. Each Space Marine chapter, if you start off with the Space Marines, has a different home world
Right.
where they come from. Then there are the Imperial Guard, who are the normal human armies. Space Marines are genetically modified super soldiers.
Cool.
They are all 7 feet tall, have ability to heal themselves. They all are masters of weapons.
Redundant organs.
Yeah, extra
Gene
hearts.
seed of the Emperor.
Exactly. Yep. They are formed from
what?
See, I'm just about to explain that. The Space Marines actually come from the Emperor's own genetic code. Essentially, they are all
Creepy.
little clones of him
Right.
with enough left in them from their Primarchs, who are the heads of the
Well,
Space Marine chapters.
Are they not clones of the Primarch, and the Primarch's clone of the Emperor?
That's right.
So
Yep.
it's a kind of dilution.
It is. It is. The Emperor has, or had, 20 children that he cloned of himself.
Right.
Each one of these is the head of a Space Marine Legion, although 2 of them you never know the names of because they're just struck from the record for some reason. We don't know why. So there are 18 Space Marine chapters rather than the original, or legions rather than the original 20. I could go through and name them all, but I'm not going to name all of the Primarchs and all of the chapters. There are lots of different ones.
The 2 that went missing,
Yes.
was that just because the writers got up to 18 and were like, we have run out?
It's possible, but it's odd because the numbers that are missing aren't numbers 19 and 20. It's like the 5th, what was meant to be the 5th Legion and what
Right.
was meant to be like the 18th Legion are missing, and nobody knows why. There's rumours and stories that fly about, but nothing's ever been confirmed in any of the books. So we assume that they did something evil and were purged, basically, because a Space Marine Legion could take a better part of a galaxy. They can hold down entire solar systems. There's that many of them, 100,000 Marines in a chapter. Well, it was originally 1 million Marines, and then it was diluted down a little bit further down. So the actual game itself is set as a tabletop board game where you fight out the battles of the 41st millennium.
Right.
That's the essential idea of it, broken down to its basics. And if you want to collect these models, they come either in packets as one complete monopose model, or in little boxes where you make up a squad of 10 guys
Right.
and you can pose them as you want. Some boxes are bigger, you get 20 guys, and some 30. And
You buy an army.
You can buy an entire army in one hit if you want to.
Right.
Yeah, absolutely. Games Workshop.
No, I mean as a box set.
Yeah,
They do that.
They do. They do starter sets. They do Battle Force box sets, which will give you an army, and then they do bolstering box sets as
Right,
well,
okay.
where you can turn your existing army up by about 500 points or
Right,
1,000 points, or something like that. The best thing to say right from the start of this is only get into it if you've got time.
Right.
It takes a lot of time. Everything comes as a bare bit of plastic that you then have to glue together, undercoat, and paint. And then you put it on the tabletop.
Lazy people can buy
Pre-painted armies, and they will cost you a fortune. On eBay, it is absolutely ridiculous how much money that you would get for them. All of mine going out the way that they are just now would probably be worth, I've got about 10,000 points to 15,000 points worth of models. And I could probably get that in pounds for it, based on how much of it is painted. Yeah. And painted to a good standard as well, because thankfully my missus paints better than I do. Yeah.
It's not like the ones I had when I was younger with the Space Hulk ones. It basically looked like taking a plastic model and dipped it in gold.
Yeah. Believe it or not, people still play with armies like that are all one colour. Yeah. However, to play properly in a Games Workshop, your army has to be painted and contain a minimum of 3 different colours to differentiate itself from anybody else.
They just won't let you play.
No, they might let you play, but they won't let you play in a tournament setting. Right. Yeah, it's actually quite strict.
I bet they do.
I bet there's rules. Yeah, it's like, look at that.
They do.
One tone.
And in all fairness, if you don't know Warhammer and you don't know what you're going looking for and what you're talking about, when you walk into a Games Workshop, it's actually pretty daunting. The people who work there are like straight up to you, like, how can I help you, so that you don't walk in, look around and walk back out again, because there's so much stuff.
I'd say, again, I've not been in a Games Workshop for an awful long time, but when I used to go up when I was younger, when I was getting the board games and stuff like that, there was folk, it was a place to hang out as well as go in and buy. I don't know if it's changed.
No, it's still the same.
But it's you know, they were, if you were walking in and going, like, I don't know anything about this, but I've seen it and I quite fancy getting into it,
they would show you a game.
You know, they would like, come and sit down, play it. They would get something out and play you a game. Yeah. You know, I remember my brother thinking about Blood Bowl, and the guy went and set up Blood Bowl, and you know, had rattled through the game
I wanted to play.
Yeah,
that's it. Well, they've just re-released Blood Bowl.
Anyway, we're taking that slightly off you.
Yeah, but although that's okay. That's okay, because they have just re-released Blood Bowl, all new models, all new rules. It looks way swankier than it did back in the day.
I've got it on my PC, so I'm going to learn the rules of playing.
Oh, well, playing on the PC will probably be different, to be honest. The rules will be the same, but it will be represented differently in a game. I've never seen a Warhammer game.
At least I'll be able to go through the tutorials without annoying other people.
Yeah.
Mind you, there is YouTube, of course.
There is. And the thing about the game itself is that there is a massive rulebook that goes with it, just as the core rulebook for the game. And then each individual army has its own rulebook, so which is called a codex. So you've got your master rulebook, and for my Space Marines who are Blood Angels, I've got Codex Blood Angels.
How much difference is there?
It depends.
I could imagine from reading the books.
A
lot.
The variety and the way and the ethos and the ethics and the type of fighting and the thing that comes under the different chapters.
Yeah.
That they could, you know, some of them are, you know, drop shock troops that come in. Some of them are subterfuge. Some of them are, you know, all about the weapons. Some of them are all about the elegance of, you know, Space Wolves. It's the feral.
It's the feral nature, whereas the Emperor's Children, it was the grace of combat. Exactly.
Well, I never realised. That's the first time I realised there's actually different rules for each army.
Oh yeah.
I presumed the Space Hawks, or, you know, the humanoid.
Yeah. Would follow a certain set of rules.
Just have one.
No.
So just a different armor classes.
Just to give you no, it's all right, man. Just to give you an example, though, like just between Space Marine chapters are all Space Marines, right? But say you've got my guys, the Blood Angels. They've got a genetic flaw that makes them go nuts, basically. They feel less pain. They have visions of their Primarch's death because he's actually dead. He was killed during the heresy right at the very end, before we got to 40k, so they see visions of his death, go nuts, and go into a barbaric rage. And they're all melee shock specialists. That's what they do. Right. If you are in a Devastator unit in a Blood Angels army, it's actually because you're a veteran and you're able to hold your rage in check and stand there and fire a gun.
Right. Okay.
Whereas if you've got another chapter called the Imperial Fists, they are siege specialists. So most of their guys are used to standing on a wall with a gun, going bang, bang, bang. Whereas they've got the occasional melee specialist, whereas my guys are the opposite.
Right.
But they're both Space Marine chapters. Okay. So some of their rules are the same, but some aren't. Then you've got various other chapters, but like Elder, for example, who are the space elves. They have got their own rule set, and as a basic, their most basic troop has a higher initiative rating than any Space Marine.
Right.
Just because they're quicker.
Because of the
They're elves.
breed.
They're quick. Yeah.
Breed. Race.
Yeah, their race basically gives them traits. Orcs, horrendously slow because they're stupid, but as tough as a Space Marine.
Yeah.
So it varies from army to army.
That's interesting. I never realised that.
Yeah, absolutely. The rules change depending on the type of army that you want to collect.
Right.
And what I'm going to do during the time that we're actually doing our Super Mega Geek Show is I'm going to go through the various different stages of Warhammer 40k.
Cool.
So at the point that we're at just now, I'll just give you a little bit of information about the background. We've got some models shown in the background here that will pop some pictures up as well. And just to explain the actual game at the moment and what it involves, what it is, what the spin-offs are, who created it. But as we go through, we'll move into doing an actual sort of kill team game at some point with like 6 models aside, and we'll actually play it out on video so that everybody can see what it's all about and how quickly it can be done if you do it right.
And is it one player versus one player, or can you have many different armies all
Many.
swedging away?
You can do it either way. You can do it one-on-one. That's absolutely fine. Or the biggest game that I've played was 4 players per team.
Right.
Each with 2,000 points. So it was 8,000 versus 8,000. And on my side, we had Imperial Guard, who are the standard humans, and 3 different Space Marine chapters. We had my Blood Angels, the Dark Angels, and the Space Wolves. So that was the forces of good. And then on the other side, we had Dark Elder, Chaos, which is something that we'll touch upon separately because Chaos is basically it's a topic of itself. Yeah, it's like the ultimate enemy of mankind.
Right.
The corruption of the universe.
Yeah, pretty much. And we played a massive game like that, and it took a day. I mean, it actually took 16 hours or whatever it was to hash this thing out. And we did win, which was worth it in the end, but 16 hours to lose a battle would not have been fun.
No.
Definitely not. If you want to play it quick, you can play it one-on-one. I know you can do a game in an hour. If you want to play it on a grand scale, there's guys who go to tournaments, and the tournaments last multiple days.
Right.
They'll start it on the Friday and probably round it off either the Saturday night or the Sunday.
Right.
So they go day by day and continue and leave all the models where they are. Off they go, go and get a sleep, come back, finish it the next day. Because like you can do it on any scale you want. Absolutely anything.
Which is what's good about it.
It is what's good
On a
about
quick
it.
game, or if you want to.
It also means that if you're on a relatively limited budget, you can still play the game because the models are expensive. Your standard box set of models, if you buy it direct from Games Workshop, is about 30 quid a box, average.
How many's in a box?
10. That's it. Yeah, that's about your average nowadays. It used to be cheaper. When I started collecting, it was 15 quid for a box of 10.
So it's really worth doing
doubled.
your research well before buying an army.
Very,
'Cause you're
very
investing
much
a
so.
lot of money.
Yeah.
And again, as you were saying before, because they've got different rules, you need to really work out what type of army you want, what type of play style.
Yeah, exactly. And for what suits your tactics. Everybody's got their ingrained tactics, whether you like to hold back and defend or whether you like to go out and charge down and assault folk. There's armies that are geared towards both approaches, so you are well and truly worth doing your research. Go online, go on the Games Workshop website. Okay. A lot of the wikis, there's a lot of fan pages out there. Great forum called Bolter and Chainsword. Go and check them out.
Sounds like a really shit pub.
Yeah, it does. The Bolter and Chainsword.
The Bolter and Chainsword.
Really...
Should we go with our spoons? Nah, mate, let's go to the Bolter and Chainsword.
That sounds pretty awesome to me.
It's the pub like the one in Harry Potter, except in the 40k universe. Whatever that one was called.
But you don't get what was that? Pretend you get battery acid.
Yeah, that's it. That's it. Chainsword feel. That's it. Nice. So yeah, as I say, what we'll do as we go through is we'll actually play a game towards the end of my Warhammer 40k section. Cool. Show you what it's like to actually have to sit, paint them. Like I won't sit and assemble one on camera because that'll take forever. But I'll do a Blue Peter job.
24-hour video coming up soon.
Here's one I made earlier. Yeah, no, I will do a here's one I made earlier at some point. But I'm not gonna sit and build one in front of you, and I'll do it so that we've got it in bits, a completed model, and then a completed painted model, so that we can see the different stages that you need to go through. As I say, massive amount of work.
Yeah.
You'll be able to show the entire world what it looks like trying to teach two incompetent buffoons how to play table soldiers.
Yeah, well, do you know, as much as I hate to say it, everyone says, oh, it's like playing toy soldiers. Do you know what it's really like? It's like a giant game of chess. It is more like a giant game of chess because your tactics are immensely important. And you see, if the dice rolls don't go your way...
We're going to get humped.
Mate.
No, but if the dice rolls don't go your way, the best player you can imagine can be beat by the stupidest player you can imagine.
Yeah.
Like, honestly. Is it?
He's a winner. Give him the medal already.
Yeah, but no, in all sincerity, I've seen guys who...
Sometimes not knowing what you're talking about is a blessing.
Yeah, definitely, mate. But no, honestly, I've seen guys who've played for 20 years lose to people in their first game because the dice didn't go their way.
Right.
So there's a lot of luck involved, but if you manage to get the balance of luck and strategy, you do take.
And knowing
tend
a
to do
lot of
quite
these
well.
uber geek type people, I'm sure they took it terribly well.
Oh,
they got
yeah.
humiliated
Really?
in front of their peers by
by a noob.
wee Jimmy that's just basically taking his plastic things out the box. I mean, what does this one do?
What does that one do? Is it? So yeah,
About
we'll
loser.
we'll go through that entire process like over the course of the next couple of shows.
Cool.
And these ones that you can see behind us, which were showing up here and here, and here. They are going to be. We're going to pop up some pictures of you to see them, but I'm just going to talk through the different types of them that we've got there. So the smaller soldiers themselves, they follow a set of rules for infantry models. They are considered to be infantry. They all follow a certain generic rule pattern and then have their own little tweaks depending on the army. Infantry will make up a vast majority of your army with a couple of exceptions. There's a couple of armies that are very, very war machine heavy, like the Imperial Guard, for example, in a fist fight aren't going to win against a 7-foot genetically enhanced super soldier, so they bring a lot of tanks to the warfare.
Right.
These guys, you'll get a lot of tanks there, and you'll get a lot of infantry in each army.
I like to be involved.
He does. He can't be left it. A lot of infantry in every army, no matter which one you pick, as I say, with one or two exceptions.
Right,
but
okay.
generally speaking, that's going to be your bread and butter, what you're actually going to be painting. We've got some images here of the actual infantry models themselves. You'll see some are painted red, some are painted black. I'll explain the difference at one point later on.
Black.
Red one's there, black one's there. So after infantry, we've got dreadnoughts, which are... I'm just going to give a little bit of background as to what a dreadnought is. A dreadnought is a sarcophagus with arms and legs that is used to keep a space marine who's been mortally wounded alive. Right. He can then control those arms and legs, which are rigged out with weapons and guns and armour, and he goes into battle in an undead state inside a metal sarcophagus.
Usually slightly insane and in abject agony.
This is why they're underfunding the NHS.
That's it. Dreadnoughts. That's what's next.
Yeah, that's dreadnoughts.
So again, there's a couple of pictures there. You'll see there's one that's red again and one that's black again. And I'll explain the difference between them because that's a Blood Angel unique quirk. Like some of them are red, some of them are black. I'll explain why at another point.
I hope his explanation is, well, I painted this one.
I ran out of red.
I'd run out of red paint, but thankfully I had some black.
No, honestly, there is a difference, I promise. What we've also got behind us as well, it's actually behind my back, so I'm glad that there's going to be a picture pops up on this one here. Andy, get on that. Get on that. Right, there we go. So that is drop pod that you've got there. These are what are used to deliver your models that you're holding in reserve into the battle at some point, and we'll explain the concept of how all of that works at a later point as well.
Oh, you don't drop it on, you have somebody's eye out with that.
Yeah, well, it's pretty pointy, but that one in particular is really well painted, so we'll get put a couple of good
like a big
pictures of
space
that
butt plug.
Yeah, it is. It is, I suppose. It'd be awful coarse, though.
I wouldn't want it to unfold. We'd never get it out. That'd be an episode of Dial Dr. Christian, wouldn't it?
We're sorry, Games Workshop. We know you don't make sex toys.
It's all these wee red space marines coming stumbling out going, I've seen things. I'm being places. That's chaos. I've been up the warp. There's a euphemism.
I've got a haired one. And so as well
Keep
as
going.
the drop pod there, it's time for some more images while we stop crying. We've got tanks, which are here. We've got 3 different ones. They're all red. They don't need to be black. I'll explain that later on.
Awesome.
And I've got more than that. I brought those ones because they're complete and painted. I've got ones that are in various stages of work, and they come much bigger than that. You get much, much bigger tanks. Ones that would take up those entire shelves, to be honest. You would get massive ones that would fit there.
Just a quick aside.
Yeah.
Have you ever played World of Tanks?
No, I have
Free to
not.
play tank multiplayer.
Yes, yeah, I know.
They did a special 40k
Tank.
tank.
Was it a Rhino?
Yeah.
Yes,
I think so.
of course it's
Yeah.
gonna
Well,
be a
there's
Rhino.
2 of them, I think.
Right. And a
I
Predator,
don't know if it was a
probably.
limited period, but the videos looked awesome.
That's cool. I like that. I like that a lot.
I'll show a picture.
I've got a bunch of friends who play World of Tanks, but I've just, again,
I
it's
can't
time.
bother with it.
I don't have time to start sitting playing another game. I'm still trying to play Fallout 4, for goodness sake. It's just ridiculous.
Don't. It's a waste of time.
It's awesome. Don't start. So there we are. That's tanks, and we've also got
I don't think I've heard the word
fortifications.
tank said as often in this in the 5 minutes in my entire life.
Yeah.
Tank.
Possibly not. And then we were talking about that Fury movie earlier on as well, weren't we?
Bloody good film, that.
Yeah, it got brought up
was
again.
both
No tanks
nails
in
it.
my section.
No, you're boring. And the last part is fortifications, which you can also pay points for. Now, I don't have the fortifications out on the shelf, but Andy's handy images will be popping up on the screen any time.
Google image.
Now, there we go. That's
Shows
it.
your fortification.
Right, set it hard as you like. So yeah, all of that is a little selection of the models that we've got, and that will give you a brief idea of what 40k is.
That's not a full army, though, eh?
No, not by a long shot.
How many points is
Oh, what's up there could probably
you got
pass
3
for
tanks and
it's
30.
probably over 1,000. It'll be 2 dreadnoughts. All those. Yeah, probably about 1,500 points. Probably, maybe even 2,000. But they're very specialised models. If you take your bare bones models, you can get them like much cheaper. They come in at 14 points each. You can have a couple of hundred of them if you want. So, yeah, these ones are all my best painted specialised ones that I pulled out at the moment, just to
Very cool.
impress folk.
Very cool.
That's all. Probably won't, but hey, that's it. Good paint jobs on those ones. And that's my little blast of Warhammer 40k for the moment.
Nice. You played it? Ever?
I've played. I attempted to play Space Marine, which was the what did they call them when it was the wee ones, and you would get
Epic.
a base epic level, which they weren't.
Yeah.
You would get a wee square with 5 tiny. You were supposed to paint these fuckers
Yeah.
as well, right? Okay, you needed a degree in nanobiology.
They were 5 millimeters high.
What?
5 mil models.
And you're supposed to paint them?
Folk,
Yep.
you know, if you go on, if you go online
go on eBay.
and well, I mean, if you manage to search for anything other than porn on the internet, then you go and have a look for that. But people have Google Image
5
it.
mil.
Yeah, and they
Yeah.
painted it,
Fucking
and
paint
like
a grain of rice.
we're talking like down to the insignia on the shoulder pads
Yeah.
and stuff. I mean, folk had way too much time.
Magnifying glasses and paintbrushes with one bristle.
much.
That's how they did it.
That's too much.
Yeah, I couldn't do it. I just couldn't do it, full stop. Those ones are footery enough. Like, trying to paint those in that kind of scale where they're sort of about an inch, maybe an inch
Again,
and a half
ours
high.
looked like we dipped them in yogurt.
Yeah, that's it. Most
you-
epic models did, though.
So you played, what was that called?
It was called Space Marine.
Yeah,
Space Marine.
it was.
And it was basically like 40k light.
Yeah.
Basically, the whole thing about it was supposed to be, because it was wee, you could get a box with hundreds of these buggers in it,
Aye.
and you could do huge battles. So you could
Yeah.
do like Battle of Helm's Deep type thing
Yeah.
on a table, and it wasn't. Because I think most of the 40k stuff, you were looking at maybe battles between 20 or 30 models and
Yeah.
tanks and stuff like that at the time, whereas this was meant to be much more vast army size. I played Space Hulk, which was one of the kind of board games. Space Marine, I don't think we ever followed the rules properly.
No, it was hard to follow epic.
Yeah, it wasn't the easiest, and that was kind of entry level. And I never played any of the Warhammer or the 40k stuff because I didn't even know anybody that played it.
Yeah.
I had Space Hulk, which my brother and I played, which was quite good. You could do that one on each side or anyone that
Yeah.
came across, but that was kind of... We had Blood Bowl, a few other bits and bobs.
Aye.
Yeah, I always wanted to play Blood Bowl, never did. I played a game of 40k once when I was really young, and it was me and my brother against one of our pals. He didn't know the rules. The guy said, "Oh yeah, I know how to play." Clearly making them up.
You don't know.
Nah, clearly making them up. And he didn't have rule books with him or anything.
Nah,
like that.
then he was totally making it
I
up
was
as he
like-
went along.
Alright, so you were playing Soji's then.
Aye.
And the game lasted like 20 minutes. And
Aye.
he was like, "Yeah, I've just completely destroyed you." I was like, "All right."
Sure thing. Did he
Yeah.
even roll a dice?
I can't even remember.
I was going to say, if he didn't roll a
I
dice.
just knew it was
it's
nonsense.
Do you need to
after a minute.
remortgage your house to buy dice for 40k?
No. You can get them for buttons. So I could
How
probably...
many million do you need?
And never that many. You're likely ever be rolling sort of 40, 50 at a time.
Sorry?
Dice?
Yeah.
Die.
40 or 50 dice.
Yeah, or you can roll them in batches of 10, which is what we do. So that you can get a more accurate...
Not many, just 40 or 50.
I liked Hero Quest where you had 3 dice and they had skulls and shields on them, and it
Yeah.
was really, really simple to
I like
understand.
Monopoly. It's got one.
Mark done, stab. You know,
Yeah.
that's the
That was a
level
good
I'm
one.
at. Yeah.
Aye, that was a good one. So, anyway, after my section here, I think we're going to be moving on to Mark's
Big man's up.
Yep.
Xbox games that were totally underrated,
Yes.
pretty much.
Very much so. During the break, you are literally going to have to put something in now that we think about it. We have edited stops into this several times,
Yeah.
and we probably need something to make it look interesting.
Yeah,
Yeah, we definitely haven't been away. Chocolate fingers.
yeah,
Chocolate
Oh,
fingers.
so good.
yeah.
Yes, between our fingers and pulling our pork.
I know. I literally don't want to know what that means.
No.
It's a flavour of crisps.
Yeah, that's
Pulled
all.
pork.
That's all. You sick-minded thing.
Innuendo flavoured crisps.
Yeah, innuendo flavoured crisps. Yeah, I
Yeah,
like that. I
nice.
like that. There should be a range. Walker's innuendo flavoured.
Yes.
Yeah.
Yeah, like,
they've
that
got
should be a
inspirations,
well,
haven't
that
they?
should be a
Yeah.
cop. That should be a
Like really
competition.
salty.
Tuna.
Sorry. Anyway. Something about Xbox. Something about Xbox.
No, let's
please.
stay on this. I'm liking this. If you've got
Yeah.
an innuendo flavour of crisps, send it in. Double guns to the winner.
Nice.
We'll
Yeah.
read out the winners whenever we do another show. If
Yeah,
we do another
if,
show.
if it happens.
Those
Yeah.
walkers sues us.
When our ban on YouTube is over,
Yeah.
We shall return.
we'll come back with innuendo flavour crisps and get ourselves kicked the fuck off again.
Just like the radio.
Aye.
Well, no, fairness, we didn't get kicked off the radio.
We did try.
We were close.
People were angry.
That last show might have pushed the envelope.
Well, it was the fact to get angry about nipples, but I said bell end several times and nobody cared.
Yeah.
But anyway. So, Xbox.
Aye.
Is that seamless professional
Yeah.
segue
From
into
bell
my own
end
particular
to
sex? It's alright, I'm cool.
Oh, he's got it covered.
I've got it covered. No, I've not got it covered as much as the fact that everyone else had a chance to prepare, and I didn't get home from my work till 9 o'clock last night. So I've prepared hee-haw.
No, well.
So we are literally going to wing it. No, what I thought I would talk about is Xbox 360 games that nobody bought but are goddamn awesome. Cool. Because I was
Nice.
I was an Xbox 360 Uber fan. Because I'd stopped playing consoles for a while. After like, the original PlayStation, I think I had one of them, and a Sega Saturn, if anyone remembers
Yeah.
them. Great console, loved it. Panzer Dragoon Saga.
Yep.
What can we say? Hadn't played consoles for ages, and my brother had bought an Xbox and
Right.
said, "Get one of them, you'll love it." So I went out and I got it, and I got Halo, and true to form, I loved it. And then the 360 came out, got that, and I really, really loved it. It was a total bit of a, Xbox geek.
Yeah. Halo 3.
Yeah, all the Halos, all just everything, all the Halos. And then the Xbox One came out, which is a bit shit, so I went PS4.
Aye.
Easy.
Aye.
I
For
just
those who no one know that Andy is Xbox King.
Yeah, I'm a bit diehard when it comes
Yeah.
to the Xbox.
How many 360s did you have?
I don't like
17?
talking about it. 17. I had 17 Xbox 360s.
And he stuck with them.
In all fairness, 5 of them broke on the release date of the Elite. I got them home, plugged them in, Red Ring of Death. They were a faulty batch.
2 would be the limit for me.
Nah, I went
2,
back.
and I'd be like, nah, I just can't get it.
I'd taken 3 days off to play that console. I was getting that console. Getting it.
5.
And by the end of the
5
3
in a
days,
day.
he had one that worked, and then he had
I had to go back to work, yeah, pretty much. I did not actually get to play one the day that I bought it. It was the following day, by the time I got one that actually worked. Yeah. But anyway, Xbox One, I bought one, I've had one, I've never had to change it. It's been great. Far better than the 360.
I think it's a good console. It just doesn't have the range of games. I get put off when it became a multimedia device, and I think PlayStation really as I was saying earlier, captured for the players.
Yeah.
Which is where I'm at. I'm not an online gamer.
Yeah.
I'm not interested in hanging about with 14-year-olds for the States that want to talk about my mother while they're shooting me.
Nah.
Like
a good teabagging, but
yeah. So does she. But yeah, so had 360, got lots and lots of games for it.
You still got the 360.
Still got it, it's down there.
yeah,
With my Xbox Crystal, out in the man cave. So I do come out and have a little bit of nostalgia. I've still got games that I've not started or played on the 360, which is why I've got it set up out here so that I can come out and go through them, some cracking stuff. But there were a load of great games for the 360 and a load of great games that got reviewed particularly well as well, but just didn't get bought.
yeah.
And I think anyone that's got a 360, you can still pick them up. You can pick them up for buttons off the internet these days. Go out and give it a shot.
Yeah.
And you've also got, I think most of these, you can emulate on the Xbox One. So if you've got an Xbox One, check them out. They should hopefully be on the emulator list, and you can.
A lot of backwards compatibility for 360 to Xbox One now. I've replayed a lot of favourite 360 games.
So I'm going to go through 5. The 5 from my collection that I looked through this morning and went, that'll do. Consummate professional. So the first one is, and we'll put some video clips up, Andy, in post-production. We'll do some,
Just
over
cover
here.
my face for the video.
Oh, could we?
That's what I was planning. The whole thing.
Could we digitise you good looking? I think Andy should be a different person every year.
I'm not good. I'm
Nicolas
nowhere
Cage.
near good enough. Nowhere near good enough editor to make myself.
No,
look
could you just
good.
make it look really shit? Like, just someone's
Yeah, but I don't.
pasted
I
it
just
on.
won't edit it.
Fair enough. So we'll put some stuff over Andy, give you a wee break, because he is the eye candy of the group.
Ladies.
I can hear the vomiting of rejuvenation from here. It's a whole load of them going celibate.
Do you know how many thumbs downs we just got for that? Thanks.
So many.
Thanks, man.
Sorry.
You just ruined our average.
So we'll put some video up over George Clooney there, and
Come on, let's move on.
Yeah, let's. It's usually BB-8 that gets the abuse, and it's poor you this time.
Period.
Yeah. So the first one I want to talk about is Kingdoms of Amalur: The Reckoning. RPG, third person, Fable meets Oblivion type thing.
Open world.
Cool.
Pretty open world. Yeah, there's different areas. There's about 5 different areas, but they're all pretty huge. Different kind of styles, as you expect in any kind of thing. You can move back and forth between them. You don't have to progress from one to the other.
Right.
And there are quests every 5 meters almost. It feels like the areas are just absolutely loaded with them. The game was written by author Ari Salvatore and Todd McFarlane, who did Spawn.
Yeah.
So they wrote it, and the guy who produced the game was the guy who produced Oblivion, Elder Scrolls.
Right.
So it had a lot of pedigree, and it's a great game. It really is good. The combat is really intuitive. It got a lot of plaudits at the time for the ease of combat. Just for it's dead easy to pick up. It's quite easy to master.
Yeah.
It's simple but complex. It's the different types of weapons are great. You've got your magic, all the usual stuff. There's different factions to join, loads of different stuff to do, and not too bad a story in it as well. start to finish. A really, really good game and well worth picking up. I loved it.
I'd never
loved
heard of it before you talked about it.
I loved it that much. I bought the DLC for it, and I don't usually buy DLC. The DLC was 2 complete areas, all of which were as big as one of the main areas.
So it must have been relatively popular if they did DLC, no?
Well, again, that depends on that old question: is DLC stuff they're taking out of the game to add in
That's
later?
true.
Had they prepared it as they'd written the
Was it
game?
made by EA?
I can't remember,
Probably not.
No.
but it's a very good game. Go hunt it out. You shall not be disappointed.
Cool.
Some hero of Xbox 360.
Yeah, it's definitely good. The next one I'm going to talk about is kind of slightly similar. Rise of the Argonauts.
Yeah, I saw a lot of people playing that on my friends list, but I never picked it up myself.
Imagine Mass Effect in ancient Greece, and
Pretty
you've
cool.
kind of got the idea of it. Essentially, you are Jason, king of Argo or wherever he happens to be from. Muscle-bound freak in a toga, and the evil bad guy kills your truly beloved. I mean, it's predictable as shite, but ends up in order to save her, I have to go on a quest and murder pretty much everything from one end of the med to the other. And he gets a boat, the Argo. Argo was a boat. Anyway, he gets this. Who's on the sea thing, and that's essentially your Normandy if you were Mass Effect.
right,
So
your base.
you go and you go to different islands, you meet different folk, and you can take people with you. So you have a squad. So I think you take like one person with you, depending on what you want to do, and you can free choose. And you go and you build up more allies as the game goes on, and it's a magic and sword hack and slash type thing.
Just single player or co-op or what?
Single player.
I like a
I
good
can't
symbol.
remember if it's got a co-op option. I never play them that way anyway, so it's everything single player for me because I have no friends. Yeah, lonely. Who gives a shit? People suck.
Except you guys. You guys are wonderful.
No, you suck worse. You're watching this.
You're the worst
you've
type
made-
of person.
Yeah, you've got even less to do than we do.
Yeah, you've already waded through 45, 50 minutes of shit to get to this. You need to take a look at yourself.
Or you're already committed. Whatever we
Anyway,
will look
shame
at.
on you.
Yes.
Got to see it through the end.
Yeah.
But yeah, it's it takes some back to the Argonauts. It kind of rips some stuff out of other non-Greek type things, but it's really good. It's quite, again, the combat's quite interesting. So you've got different weapon types and things like that, and it affects the way you play it, which is reasonably entertaining if you're into that kind of thing. Again, I have a tendency to get myself into find me a big chib and I'm alright. I like a pretty swanky sword, and I'm a hack and slash in my way. I'm a happy hack and slashing machine. wee bit of magic in there. Dog's paws. But you go back into the ship and you can speak to your folk and they've got their own missions and things like that. So it is a bit, Mass Effect in ye olde world, which is really good. The third title is Enslaved: Journey to the West.
Right.
I cannot say enough good things about this game. It came out round about... God, there was a lot of really good games that were coming out at that time. But it's a kind of post-apocalypse. It's basically based on the monkey.
Right.
Legend from, it's a Chinese, Japanese mythology, whatever it happens to be. It's a kind of modern retelling of that.
Right.
Post-apocalyptic world, people are all living in little groups. There were all these sort of machines, mech things that gone mental, and the world's descended into
Chaos.
yes, but the thing about it is, it's not like all these post-apocalyptic worlds where everything's shades of yellow or grey. It is absolutely, totally vibrant. The colour scheme and everything, as you'll see for the screenshots that are replacing Andy's Heat. It's really, really bright. It's brilliant. It's got that kind of slight, if you like, your kind of Tomb Raider-y, Uncharted type stuff. It's got a lot of climbing, Prince of Persia-ish,
Right.
and stuff like that. The combat is not as good as it could be. I have to say that. It's not got the best combat in it, but it's serviceable. But it's a great game. It's a fantastic story, and Andy Serkis motion captured the main character and did the voice acting as well.
before or after Lord of the Rings?
After or during,
Right,
you know, but while he was doing that kind of stuff. I mean, he was. It wasn't like as an unknown, but he did it before he started acting as Andy Serkis and things like the Avengers and stuff.
I think the 360 actually came out after the Rings trilogy was finished. Anyway, I don't think the console was out during the Rings trilogy.
Yeah, probably.
But I can't remember. Dates are not my
Lord
thing.
of the Rings is quite old now.
Yeah. I think it came out when I was about 20 though. No, Lord of the Rings came out when I was about 15, and the 360 came out when I was about 20.
I feel so old. But there you go.
It came out when you were like 40 or something.
Yeah.
So it's worth a shot.
Yeah, definitely worth it. It's worth it. For, great acting, really good game, and it got amazing reviews. Sank without a trace. Unfortunately, not many folk know about it.
I'd not really heard of it.
I remember seeing it. I remember the reviews were good across the board. And the videos of it looked fantastic.
Yeah, no, it's definitely well worth a shot. I loved it. It was one of the ones I got a couple. I used to buy games in batches. I would buy like 2 or 3, and then I would hammer through them, or get rid of them if they're shite. And this one, I just got really obsessed with.
Aye.
I played it constantly. I was desperate to get to the end of it. Good game. Number 4 on the list, Binary Domain. A kind of Gears of War type over-the-shoulder shooter. It was, I think, one of the few games that was released on 360 by Sega.
All right.
It's very sort of, I don't know if it was done by a Japanese company or not, but it's got that kind of very sort of arcadey feel about it. There's some slight, spec yourself up, get better weapons, buy a different loadout, and loading out your team. You're with a sort of team of 3 or 2. Depending on what missions you're at, and you can give them better loadouts and take different folk with you and all that kind of stuff, a la Mass Effect.
Yeah,
but it's the whole story behind that one is that you're in a soldier group, some worldwide army type thing, and they've given robots emotions and stuff like that.
Right.
And they've all started, some of them rebelling. Yeah,
we don't need that.
Yeah, you end up with Blade Runner 2049 if you do that. But anyway,
second time he's managed to cram that in.
I know,
Amazing.
That's shit.
You're speaking to people who have seen it.
Yeah, I've seen it.
I've not.
No.
No, dude.
Anyway,
right. Aye.
it's
I'm gonna get you some therapy about that because you're haunted by it.
It's never going away. It's never going away. It's
Why did you sit through the whole thing?
because I'd started watching it and I've got a mild completion urge.
Aye.
I paid for it. I was sitting through it. If I was going to be angry about it, I was going to be angry about it to the damn end.
Aye.
And he was, trust me.
That's it.
He was.
Yeah, then it just ended and nothing happened, and we were shite. Binary Domain, which is great. Binary Domain. The cool thing about it, rather than just being another Gears of War clone, is it's bloody fast.
Right.
It's very arcadey, apart from the other stuff, and the end level bosses are absolutely huge. You're fighting against mechs that don't fit on the screen. Cool. You're doing bits of them, you see them in the distance, and then you're basically fighting their leg or something.
Aye.
Shadow of the Colossus.
Yeah, it is stupidly good. It's brain gravy, but it's great sci-fi brain gravy. Plug it in, enjoy. And the last one, following on from that, this is 5, isn't it?
This is
Yeah,
5.
This is 5. I am on fire. Bulletstorm.
Yes.
Yep.
Bulletstorm. Oh, at last we agree. Yes. We have a quorum. Bulletstorm was great. You're basically Duke Nukem meets Serious Sam, a total space arsehole that's hard as get out. You land on some planet that was meant to be a pleasure planet. It turns out it's went into chaos. Everyone else is there is just went mental and it's anarchy. And you're trying to find a way out and find this enemy commander type thing or something like that. It's brilliant. Any game that allows you, that has a weapon where you fire a bullet, you then guide the bullet, and you get extra points if you guide the bullet to kill someone by shooting them up the arsehole. It's macking a game.
I love the fact that you could tally up points.
Yeah. You get
combos.
So you get that Bulletstorm's shtick is that, apart from it being just totally mental, is that you got extra points and extra skill stuff if you performed really inventive kills. So if you get the lash, which is the thing that allows you to whip folk about and all the rest of it, and you impale them on spikes and plants, that's some such thing. If you get 5 of them and you do them in an inventive pattern, or you kill a mate by getting him to teabag his pal at 100 miles an hour or something, or if you throw them up in the air and then machine gun them down, or as I said, take the sniper bullet and up the shock with it.
Aye.
I'm not sure the teabagging one was into the rest were.
I'll be mentioning it.
Actually, I wouldn't be surprised. I've not played it for ages.
Yeah.
It was mental.
You
It's
do
a
get to
crazy
take
game.
control of like big dinosaurs and all the rest of it, and it's. I'll be brutally honest. It's a one-track pony. You know what I mean? It is. It's
Yeah,
the
but
one
it
note
does
all the way
that one
through.
thing.
By God, it's hilarious.
Yeah.
It's really funny. Brilliant game, and it's as a shooter, it's a good shooter.
Yeah.
It's a proper like old school Doom style, not trying to be anything wanky or pretentious. It's taking the inventive kill skill thing, and it's went right. That's our shtick. Let's write a reasonably entertaining sci-fi story, and just shoot mutants.
It still looks good, actually.
It does. I think there was a remaster.
There is a
done.
remastered one where you can actually play as Duke Nukem
Yeah.
as a character, but I think that was, from what I've heard, the remaster's not worth it.
No.
Yeah, I mean, I've got it for the 360, and I stick it on, and I giggle my way through it intermittently. It's again, pick it up.
There's
So that's
a
5.
Decent amount of campaign in it as well,
Yeah.
if I remember correctly.
Yes, I mean it's a good length. It's I mean all those games you're getting more bang for your buck than like a Call of Duty or something.
Yeah.
I mean none of the games that I've mentioned their campaigns are less than 7, 8, 9 hours.
Yeah.
Because
for a first-person
you're a
shooter.
single
Yeah.
player.
So, I mean, Kingdoms of Amalur I was at for weeks because I went and did all the side quests. Rise of the Argonauts was, again, a good... You can spend time with that, with the side quests.
Yeah.
Binary Domain has got much more in it than you think. And for an arcadey type shooter, quite a bit of variety in the way you approach different missions.
You're a
was little
complete
enslaved. No, not as bad as Asperger's boy here.
What? Come
with his I must collect every orb and crack down.
Still only got 499 of those damn things. You had to bring up the orbs and crack down, didn't you? If everything I've collected, you bring up the one thing I never could.
Ah, gee, the cuddle.
Blair.
But
That's for the late show.
It's for the after
Super Mega Geek After Dark. Yeah, that's where Melon comes in. But yeah, no, they've all got sort of reasonable campaigns. I'm not... See, first-person shooters are kind of went off when they became all about the online and less about the campaign. That's why I like the Halos and all that. Cause, and again,
There's always a solid campaign with them, yeah.
I want a game that's going to run. I don't want it just to be, capture the flag and all that kind of push. Because, as I say, don't care. Not my bag. I'm sure it's great for them that likes it, but for me, I just want to shut people out. And
Well, for years I only played multiplayer games.
No,
Finally, now I've got so little time, I'm like, I'm just going to play
Yeah.
single player. Plus, I never finish a game.
Yeah. You're
Which drives me
chronic
insane.
for that.
But actually, when I was looking at my Steam library, I had 230 plus games. I was like, I don't think I've completed any of these games.
Yeah. You
See,
you don't complete games.
I'm
It's-
being-
a lot of
But I
people
did go back. I did install a game specifically to complete it, which was Max Payne 3, which I finished recently.
don't. Nice.
Which I loved.
First
I
one was
started
really
playing
Deus
Deus
Ex.
Ex. Yeah.
Deus Ex, play it, and then
Great game.
and then get the new one as well and play that.
They're all awesome
they're
games.
fantastic games.
Cool.
But yeah, I must admit, for the 360, I've got some games that I need to go through and complete. Or like with the PS4, I'm being a little bit more thorough. I'm only buying something to play and complete. Except the ones that come down from PS Plus, which I'll just stack up and I'll maybe try them and see if they sort of capture my
So that's
attention.
one of the things now. There's a lot of ways of getting cheap
Or
games.
free, yeah.
Free games, yeah.
That
Well,
are
that was-
actually legal.
Well, that was Skyrim. I got the remastered Skyrim, so I've got Skyrim for the 360, and that ate up hundreds and hundreds of hours of my life playing that, and it was great fun. And I bought the remaster for the PlayStation on the PS4. and I think it cost me 11 quid, which was
it.
all the DLC
Aye.
plus the remaster. And you're talking, I mean,
Or
again,
the
it'll probably-
Legendary Edition or whatever it's called.
yeah, something like that. But it's
Wouldn't have only played 20 minutes of it. Anyway.
give it. It's a great game.
I know it's the open world thing
No.
with it. I just
Yeah,
know
it's
I need
very,
that.
very easy to end up with a quest list that, you know.
Aye.
It's just, I
resembles
know.
a
I know.
large
I need
weighty
to.
tome.
Yeah, I know. I need to sink a lot of hours into it, and I'm not
Oh,
sure
yeah.
I can start that commitment.
It's finding those hours, mate, for
Yeah.
any of us, you know. That's what my problem is. That's why
Yeah.
I played 2 games in the last 2 years, you know.
Yeah.
Because when I play them at the end.
Yeah.
It's taking
So
me a
if
year.
you like this video, make sure you support us so we can quit our jobs and just play
I'm just
video
playing games. We'll review them for you.
Yeah.
We can do that.
Yeah.
We
Yeah.
can do that. Totally. I'll do that for a living.
So, probably to capture that off, and again, I'm asking people for lots of things, kinky crisps and all that kind of stuff.
Chris.
But if there's any
That's
games,
marketable. Just
that's
for the record.
marketable. Yeah,
Yeah,
it's,
definitely.
it's definitely a flavour.
What would that be based on?
He started it really solid. That was a prawn cocktail. That's just a given. But if there's any games out there that anyone else thinks are underrated for any platform, I focused on the 360 because it was quick.
Yeah.
Because they were games that are relatively fresh. But we can look back, you know, across any platform from ZX Spectrum onwards.
It's
Why
funny
the hell
actually
not?
because it's probably worth mentioning that normally you do PlayStation stuff, I do Xbox stuff, and Andy's the PC gamer. So that's the normal way of things for you to do. 360 is actually
Yeah.
about
Well, I mean, again, yeah, PlayStation I kind of tend to do because that's the console I'm
Playing.
sort of mainly on at the moment. But 360 was my console
Favourite.
right up. To,
Yeah.
I mean, literally, PlayStation PS4 I got last year.
yeah.
So I've been 360 right up to that.
Yeah.
I mean, I was playing the 360 when the Xbox One had been out for 2 years or something.
Right.
I was still, I've got so many good games to get
Yeah.
through on this.
Aye, and they're great games as well. I've still got a 360 in the house as a backup.
Well, it's got Mass Effect 1, 2 and 3 on it,
Yeah.
and for that it shall live forever in my
That's
collection.
Fable 2 and 3 as well.
Yeah, Fable 2 and 3, and well, Fable, all 3 Fables
Yep.
because the anniversary
Yeah,
one
that's
came
right. They
out.
did the anniversary version, didn't they?
Halo 3,
Yeah, 4 as well. Yeah.
yeah. Unfortunately, they haven't done the remastered Halo 2 for it,
Nah, they have, but not for the 360.
Yeah, I
sorry,
know.
yeah, only for the one.
and
Sorry.
I'm not buying a 1 for that.
There's new Halo games coming out. Isn't
Yeah,
6.
Infinity. It's called, yeah.
The
Or
trailer was
Infinite.
probably
No, sorry.
played on the background.
I think it has. I think it's played in the background at some point. Yeah, for sure.
For anyone who's been
Forgot about that
noticed.
TV.
Yeah.
That's what people have been watching.
Yeah.
Been waiting for me to move my head out
What
of the
they
way.
got going on in the background there? Yeah,
Yeah.
that's it. Well, that was pretty
That was
cool.
the first show.
Cool,
Thanks
first
very
show.
much to everyone who listened.
Yeah,
But this is our first one, so
it is.
be
Certainly the
nice
first one.
to us, but we'd also be interesting to hear what you guys think.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Please make your criticism constructive.
Constructive,
We
yes,
have feelings.
Shut the fat pervert in the middle up.
Bet
No,
that's
I-
top of the list.
Gaffer tape him and stick him up my back. No, but we're going to be doing stuff. I mean, today we've been talking about films, we've been talking about Warhammer, we've been talking about sort of games, but I mean, we'll be covering things like books, films, TV,
Yeah.
graphic novels, anything at all,
Anything
just whatever
geeky
occurs
at
to us.
all. Yeah.
Yeah,
pretty
and it's
much.
not going to be the latest things, most likely, because to be honest, we're all working.
Yeah.
We're all busy. We're just
Yep.
normal people.
Yeah, pretty much.
You know, just
Like
trying
you
to.
could say that after the last hour or so.
know,
We're
but-
all normal.
But we just like talking about this stuff.
Yeah.
We can function in society.
My carer's going to turn up in a minute.
Yeah. Oh yeah.
It's time to put on that jacket that gives yourself a cuddle, isn't it?
Yeah,
My
but
safety cuddle.
I reckon that we'll safely be back at some point if we
Yeah.
don't get banned after the first one.
I know.
So yeah,
Well,
we should be all good
Maybe.
as long as someone watches it.
And we'll come up with a jingle.
Yes.
We need some kind of
You're
I'll
the
do
muser
that.
around
I'm
here.
the muser.
Big Mark rocks. You can do that.
Apparently. So yeah, I'll come up with something cheesy.
Description will have our. We haven't set up a Twitter account yet
No,
because I'm lazy. Do it. Be something. Super Mega
I'll
Geek
do
or
it.
something like that.
I'll
And
do it.
his-
It's
and
great.
his Twitter
I'm the Twitterati.
feed now.
I don't do social media anymore.
Yeah,
Website
sorry,
is supermegageek.com, but there's not much on there. There will be. Keep checking back. If you want to get involved, there's ways you can.
Yep.
Find out on the website.
And start following us on Twitter when we give you the handle.
Yeah.
Yeah, definitely.
Handle?
The handle. Mate, get with it.
A handle? I
Handle?
thought that
That's
was
what the Twitter handle is.
Oh, Twitter handle? I thought handle was CB. I thought we were going back to Convoy and Chris
No.
Christopherson.
No. You need to get back on social media.
I really don't.
No, you
I
don't.
think that's what it's based on, isn't it?
Yeah.
CB.
Yeah, it's CB handles.
handles.
Yeah. That's it. Twitter handles. That's what
I
you're
thought
at, and your name is your.
I thought
Twitter
everyone
handle.
had a nick.
No. Dude.
Are we still using MSN Messenger?
Yes, Mark, we are.
Is MySpace still a thing?
Yeah, and so is
Yeah,
Bebo.
you don't need to keep collecting those. You don't need to keep collecting those free serve CDs anymore.
Yeah, those AOL hours.
Well,
You can't
3
redeem
hours.
them now.
Yeah.
You can't use them.
Can't use it well anymore.
No.
What am I going to do with my 56k
And
modem?
whatever you do, don't ask Jeeves. Whatever you do, just don't ask him.
Is he still going?
No.
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 Is it not?
No.
Poor
He's
Jeeves.
gone to. Jeeves is gone to. Yeah.
The thing about it is, Jeeves is gone and it's gone.
Aye.
I'd be worried about Alexa.
Aye.
Or ask Google.
Alexa knows
Alexa knows what you look up on the internet.
Aye.
Would you really? That's no.
You don't want to upset her. Put it that way.
Get worried.
He's looking about to see if there's
I can't have no AI finding out what I'm looking
And
at.
do you know what's going to be really funny is that if anybody is listening to this loud enough and we have just said Alexa that
Alexa,
many times,
yeah.
yeah.
Alexa, open up Pornhub. Stream Pornhub onto the TV. And turn
No
the volume
problem.
up.
I've gone straight to your S&M dwarf porn.
Anyway, that's a good place.
Yeah,
to,
that's,
that's a good place to wrap it up.
So if you've got any good, no,
Before Mark says anything else, no, but so thank you very much if you actually have taken the time
Yes,
to watch
thank you.
and listen to us, because
Yeah.
then you're probably good at multitasking. So
Well, we're putting up with two terrible things at
yeah,
once.
that's it. So yeah, we will see you next time
Thank you very
on
much.
supermegageek.com.
Super Mega Geeks, megageeks.com.
Doodle-doo.
Awesome.
Go.
Ours was good. That was shit.
I was giving it a wee jazz trumpet solo
Yeah.
at the end.
Jizzmail and jazz.
Jizz trumpet solo.
So,
Jizz trumpet.
A jizz trumpet.